everyone, it is Mona here at Craft Clutch, and today we are going to make a resin clock with wood slices in there, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now before I show you how to do it, I want to tell you that this is a collab with Crafterzdelights, and if you haven't checked her out yet, you definitely should do that. She made a candy explosion clock. And Amy does a lot of things. She'll do some polymer clay stuff, lots of resin stuff, and she'll even teach you how to color glitter. You definitely need to go check her out, but I'm going to quick show you how to make the clock first.
I found this round mold on Amazon to make the clock, and I'll have it linked in the description below. The first thing I did is I went out to our firewood pile and I found some sticks. I started cutting them with my scroll saw, but my dad happened by and saw me and told me it would be much easier to do it on a radial arm saw. Turns out it was much easier to have him do it on the radial arm saw. However, while he was doing it, a piece shot across the garage and clocked me upside the head. I did hear bells and it serves me right. I probably should have done it myself. Next, I mixed 4 ounces of Envirotex light resin. Feel free to use Easy Cast if you would rather. Either will work absolutely fine. I dropped every single piece of the wood into the resin. I dunked it to make sure it was coated. That's going to cut down on the bubbles later. With tweezers, I pulled out the wood pieces and put them in a separate cup. Don't worry, the moment I'm done, I'll clean up the tweezers with rubbing alcohol and they'll be fine. With the remaining resin, I mixed in a pigment powder. I used violet brass. I mixed it well and poured it into the mold. Using my tweezers, I put the wood pieces in the mold and arranging and rearranging them as necessary. I used my lighter to pop any bubbles. The wood is coated, so it should be fine, but be careful and remember that you're taking flame to wood, so just be a little extra cautious, and if you would rather use a straw, go ahead and do that instead. But you are going to have a lot of bubbles, and wood is a porous material, so just realize that you're going to have to go back for a while and just keep popping the bubbles. And you're going to want to let it cure a minimum of 12 hours. I want to even it out a little bit. I know the edges will have a small ridge and I want that all to be flat. So I took it out of the mold and took it outside and I did a rough sand and then I followed it with a fine sand. Then I wiped it down and washed it all off and let it dry. Then I prepared some more resin using a sponge brush to apply a thin layer. And I did remove the bubbles as necessary. Now for this step you only need a little bit of resin, so even an ounce, maybe 2 is all you're going to need. And then you're going to want to let it cure a minimum of 12 hours. Now to find the center of the circle, I used a piece of paper, traced the clock, cut it out, fold it in half, and fold it in half again, and then I cut the point, and that hole is the center. Now I put the template on top of the resin piece, took a marker, put a dot there, and that was my guide to be able to drill the hole in the center. And then all you need to do is attach your clock assembly according to the directions that came with the package and add your battery. That's it. Now you have a custom clock that you can take credit for, unless of course your dad helped you too.
Here it is all complete and running and telling time. So there are so many different things that you can do with these clocks and turn them into anything. And sure to check out Crafterzdelights and that really awesome candy clock she made. And she also sells resin supplies, so if you're ever looking for something, maybe go check that out too. And check out her other videos. She's got polymer clay and all kinds of other things. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll definitely see you next time. In the meantime, happy crafting, stay safe, and if you haven't yet, remember to subscribe.